Hey, hi, hello, bonjour. How are you? I'm working on my French. I'm really bad at it. Really bad at it, and I keep wanting to just replace it with Spanish words, and that, yeah. Anyway, if you are French, please be kind. Please be kind. But I am off to France soon. But before that, I want to tell you why chasing followers isn't going to pay your rent. And we're going to talk about what will. Marie, want to play some French classical music? That'd be great. Thank you. Okay, so today we're talking about something that makes me a little bit unhinged and something that I am ranting about to people in real life that I know, that I finally decided I need to sit down and just talk about this on the podcast because I feel like we've talked about it before, but not on this level. We need to hear it again. Everything that has needed to be said has already been said, but nobody was listening, so I have to say it again. I need to talk about the idea that if you can just get enough followers, the money will follow. Brand deals will roll in, you will be set, and that is such insane bullshit that we are going to be chatting about. Because I think deep down, a lot of you already know something is off about that narrative. There are so many content creators, and I want you to know right now from the girl on the other side of travel influencer marketing that follower count does not equal dollar amount. It does not. I cannot tell you how many creators I know who have a lot of followers. I'm thinking 50, 60, 70, 100, over 100 who aren't bringing in money. And I cannot tell you how many creators and business owners I know who have literally 1,000 followers less who are making six figures. Okay. I have someone in my life who has less than 1,000 followers in their business and is on track to make 9K in a month, 8K in a month. And the narrative needs to shift from followers equaling dollars because it's just not true. My business pays my bills. I have 1,600 followers. If that were true, I simply would not be able to survive living in the city that I live in. It simply would not be happening for me. So I don't rely on my followers, and I don't rely on wanting to grow more and putting more, of course, I want to grow more, but I'm not putting my very, very low time that is very high value into chasing followers because that's not it. Do I convert a lot of money from Instagram? Yeah, I do. But I don't need 10,000 followers in order to make money. I have 1,600 followers and all of those people are helping to convert money into my bank account. Okay. Anyway, I just wanted you to hear someone say that out loud to you, that there are easier ways to make money online than just growing followers. And I'm going to tell you right now the easy path, because I think a lot of us have been sold the idea that you get followers. Okay, so you start an account, you build a brand, you've built it. You're building it. You're gaining followers. You're getting noticed by brands. You get paid. You repeat. That's the narrative we're told. That's what we hear all the time. That's where the success stories are and where they come from. And it sounds logical. That totally makes sense. It absolutely happens. But it's also how most creator education is structured. So you grow your audience. You monetize later. The growth comes first, the money comes after. So what the hell are you supposed to do while you're growing? You're just supposed to sit around and also work your other job. You're supposed to just sit around and hope you have enough money to get through. That, no. I'm telling you right now, that is not how it has to be. The problem with this sort of narrative is that it puts you in a position where your entire income strategies depend on someone else, a brand, an algorithm, someone following you, a platform, deciding if you're the one worth paying. It's not a business. This is a waiting game when it turns into this. I want to make it very, very clear, little disclaimer, that it is absolutely possible and people have incredibly successful businesses just from this model here. Growing an audience, getting followers, getting brand deals, repeat. Absolutely. That is a thing that pays for a lot of people's lifestyles. I'm not discounting that, but I'm telling you it's not the easiest way. That is a lot of hard work. And you already know being a creator is hard work, even if you haven't gotten to the stage of being a creator where it pays for your bills. Someone is messaging me. Oh, did you hear that? It's a potential client. Little sidebar here. If you want to work with me, you can. You can hire me for one-on-one personalized support. We'll meet once a month at least. You can DM me your questions. I will look over things if you email them to me. I'm literally in your back pocket, in your corner, with boundaries for both you and I. So if that's you, you're going to need to head to Instagram and DM me at Travel Content Writing and say like, hey girl, I heard what you said on this episode about how followers don't equal dollars. And I need to hear more from you. And I can tell you and decide if that is going to be working. And I can tell you if working with me is going to be a good option for your money, because that's the last thing I want to do. I genuinely know creators can be successful in an easier way that nobody's fucking talking about. And I will be honest with you if I think that working with me is a good investment of your time and money. Because frankly, if it's not, then I don't need your money or your time, because there are creators who will. Okay, anyway, back to it. Okay. All right. So, like I've said here, the narrative is build the audience, get the brand deals, get paid on repeat. You're always chasing something. It's always dependent on somebody else until you get, again, you can get those retainer deals. Amazing. We all want those. Hell yeah. But let's talk about an alternative that is going to skip this audience building part and make you money. I'm not saying building an audience is not important. You absolutely, at some point, visibility is a thing and you need actual eyeballs. It's just not the whole thing. Okay. The alternative is selling your own stuff. And I know it can be annoying to hear, like, create a product, sell a course, but listen to this. Let's say you have a $97 digital product. You sell it to 1% of your email list. Let's say your email list is 1,000 people. That is 10 sales. That is $970 from a list of 1,000 people, not 50,000 followers, 1,000 email subscribers. So let's compare this to a brand deal that requires 50,000 followers to earn the same amount. The difference is not just the money here, it's the control. You set the price when it's your own product, your own shit. You keep the revenue because you sold it. You don't have to pitch anybody. You don't have to wait for approval. You don't have to make edits. You don't have to pay to get an ad out there to show your sponsored post to everybody, so the brand will want to renew your contract. It's your own offer. Period. Full stop. I'm stopping there. Now I know what you're probably thinking. I have 20 followers. I don't really know how I'm going to sell my shit. Okay, well, I want to address this with you. You do not need a huge audience to make real money. Like I said, I work with creators who have mid-sized followings, like 10, 20, 30,000, even less, who are actually generating consistent income than creators who have 10 times more followers than they do. And why is this happening? Because they stopped optimizing for growth and started optimizing for conversion. Posting content is not your most important thing, and that's okay. I'm sitting here right now as someone who is in the back end of travel creator businesses who does content every single day, and I'm telling you it's not the most important thing. It's not. Anyone can write your content. I'm so sorry. It's true. It's true. What everyone cannot do is be in your brain and have your expertise and your lived experience, and you need to capitalize on that and sell that. The people I work with, these creators who are focused on conversion, they know who they're talking to. They are freaking crystal clear. They have something to sell, and they have a way to reach their audience directly. Is it a newsletter? Is it a conversion event? Like, are you hosting a live training? It's not an Instagram post that 3% of their followers will ever see. You're not going to get somebody to buy something from a 40-second reel. It's not going to happen unless they're very warm. So I want you to reframe all of this and I want you to realize that you can sell your own shit to make your own money. So what does that look like for you? It could be selling a course. It could be selling a guide. It could be selling your own time in a service that's like one-on-one. Maybe you're an expert in a certain area of the world, and people often come to you with questions about that thing. So why are you not offering one-on-one consultations for that? That's what I would do. You could sell tips. You could sell, I mean, there's a million freaking things you can sell. The point is, sell your own thing instead of trying to get more followers. The followers are going to happen, okay? Like, it's going to happen anyway, period. What's not going to happen randomly is the income. I'm nodding, but you can't see me. I am nodding. So you're going to have to go make it yourself. And I already know you're gritty. You're a content creator. This is not like easy. This is literally the Wild West. The rules are not even existing. So you might as well make the rules yourself and make the money. So I want you to stop thinking about how do I get more followers and start thinking about how do I get more value out of the audience I already have. I guarantee you have warm leads in your Instagram right now that you are not paying attention to. Are they people who have commented? Are they people in your DMs? Are they people who are always liking your shit, commenting your shit, asking you questions? These are warm leads. Open up a Google Sheet and put their names, email addresses, Instagram handles in there. Freaking do it. And also DM them and say, I'm going to send a weekly email that covers these topics. Can I sign you up? Here's what to expect. Do that even if you're not sending an email, because you're going to. Because you're going to go back and listen to my episode on how to shut the fuck up and start your newsletter, just a few back, and start your newsletter, because I make it as easy as sending a text message. Whew. You probably already have enough people paying attention to you to build something real. You just might be too focused on the wrong thing right now to even notice that that's really happening. And I'm not telling you to stop pitching brand deals, but they should be one income stream among several and not the entire thing. I want you to build something that you own. That's what's going to pay your rent, and that's what's going to build a real business. And it's way more interesting and refreshing than your follower count. The last thing I'll say that I think about constantly, and I would honestly, if you were a travel creator who is a YouTuber or a YouTuber at all and listening to this, I actually want to have a conversation about this, because I have been saying this and thinking this for a long time. And I want to know your reaction and response. We are building businesses. We are building brands. And a lot of the time we have to associate our own faces to our brand. However, the goal in business, at least for me, is always to build something and get out. Like, I want to build a product, a service, a place on the internet that is so good for travel creators that they come and eventually I can hire creators who are better than I am, people who are better at my job than me, to help me do this work so that I can sip a margarita on the beach more often. So when you are a YouTuber or you are someone who is constantly the face of the brand, isn't that kind of over time devaluing, like, I don't know if this is the right word, but it's hard to get out of long form content when it's your actual face like that. Like, you are the thing. And I guess you could make the same argument about my business, but I feel like it's hard with YouTube to like build it and get out. Like, yes, all you have to do is film and then you can pass it off to everybody else. So I guess that's how you would build it and kind of get out of it. But still, like, YouTube is so much freaking work. And I wish, like, in another life, I think I would be a YouTuber. And I could say the same with podcasting, but also I could open up my voice memo app in my pajamas in bed and talk for 5 minutes and we're done. Or I have a million other episodes and we can cut them up and like bing, bang, boom, we have 10 more episodes. So I just want you to keep in mind when you are building these products and services, like, how can eventually you pass this off to somebody else? How can you sell this? How can you bring a team in to do what you're doing right now better and faster so that you don't have to do it? So I always think, whenever I talk about that, I always think about the YouTubers, because I'm like, man, like, it's awesome to make like YouTube videos, but also then it's like your face constantly is the product, rather than having an additional product. And maybe eventually the YouTubers have other products or courses or services and they don't have to do the YouTube videos anymore. They can just repurpose the old ones. Maybe that's the answer. I don't know. So again, if you are a YouTuber, I would love to have this conversation with you and what you think. But overall, just keep that in mind. You're trying to build something and you're trying to get the hell out of it. So this is honestly, if you're ever wondering, oh my God, I wonder what Laura does in her free time, this is what I do. I probably am yapping to my boyfriend about this, and I'm like probably using stronger language, if you can believe it, about these topics. But it's the very same conversation, and it's an unsolicited conversation, 100%. But this is all I have for you today. And if this episode made you think differently about how you're building your business, I have something for you. I'm going to plug my own product or service because, again, I want to build something to help you build your thing. In the link in the show notes, you will find a 7-day free trial to the world's only business building community for travel creators. This is what we work on in here. This is what you can show up to the calls and ask me questions about. And if you really need it, you can upgrade to one-on-one support with me, where it's me, baby. It's me and you, and we are yapping about how we're going to make you money and not worry about who has followed you this week. Okay. Oh, man. I love talking about this stuff, like genuinely. I actually love it. Okay. Until then, happy creating, and don't fucking create anything this week. And au revoir. Oui. S'il vous plaît. I yesterday learned how to say, come into a restaurant. I'm not going to do it for you live because I absolutely would like to keep my ratings high. I learned how to walk into a restaurant and say, hello, can I have a table for 6? 4. No, definitely 4. Also, where is the bathroom? And I would like a croissant and a coffee with milk. Apparently, croissant is the only thing I know. So when I go to France, I will only be eating croissants. So if someone could please help me figure out how to say some other word in French. Obviously, I could look this up, okay? But this is more fun. So send me it. How to say another word besides croissant, because I'm going to be just actually pale from eating a disgusting amount of bread. It'll probably be the best time of my life, actually, if we're honest. Anyway, that's all I have for you. I want to see you in the Travel Creator Business Plan in the link in the show notes, and I will see you next week. Just a reminder that you became a travel creator to travel, not to spend 12 hours in a cafe in Croatia, hunched over your laptop in total shrimp mode, wondering if your latest post is actually going to hit. Knowing how to create good content and knowing how to run a content creation business are two completely different skills, and absolutely nobody is talking about it. Well, except me. The Travel Creator Business Plan is the only business building community in the world for travel creators who want to move into business mode and not chase the next shot mode. Every month, you get one brand new business system delivered straight to the community. You also get monthly co-working sessions and Q&A sessions, as well as a private community of other travel creators who are building real businesses. Courtney, one of our members, says, you achieved more with me in 4 to 6 weeks than I did in 6 months with other programs. You gave me permission to chase not only what lights me up, but a business roadmap that matches my goals, not some cookie cutter process. And Courtney, I love having you in there. So if you are a travel creator who is done learning how to be a creator and ready to learn how to be a business owner, the Travel Creator Business Plan is for you. I'd love to see you inside, and I will leave a link to join us below in the show notes.
This podcast was produced by Your Girl Media.